Hey, Tony. Good. Did you get my text? Oh, shoot. Tony, I'm actually at a planning board meeting right now. That's what I thought I sent it to you. But, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to be that long. The only thing that I could do is, if you came by my house, you could still do it. I'd give you the keys. Oh, that's.
Hey, Joe, we can hear you.
No, I'm actually at my house. It's via Zoom. So if you want, yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So if you want to come by here, I'm on 400. I'm sorry.
I hope he's not talking to Tony Roderick.
Joe.
No, it's not.
All right.
All of that, I'll be, let's see, the second road on the left-hand side. You know, the first day that we met, it's just before that on the left. On the last house on the right-hand side, it sits back off the road. Country Hill Drive. Yes.
All right, bear with me.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's Joe. He's my next door neighbor. So he's yes, he's on the left. I'm on the right. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Well, come by here. My wife will give you the keys. Okay. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bear with me. I'm trying to get back to my Zoom screen and I can't. There it is. Okay.
On the counter.
All right, we are good to go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the town of Dayton. This is the town of Dayton Planning Board public hearing / regular meeting for Wednesday, February 16th, 2022, 6 p.m. held remotely. Due to the increasing concerns surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, public hearing will be held remotely with no physical meeting location. Those seeking to provide public input should do so using the methods listed below. Video and audio of the meeting will be aired on Comcast Local TV 9 and on the Town of Dayton Planning and Land Use YouTube channel, which can be accessed using this link. Excuse me, www.youtube.com/channel/UC. You follow the rest and you'll be able to get right on. Public input may be provided using the following methods. Email keasterday at dayton-ma.gov. Excuse me. 1 day prior to the meeting, use the email subject line Planning Board Meeting 2/16/2022 public input and include your name and address for the record. Or you may join via Zoom at www.zoom.com or dial by your location at 646-558-8656. Again, that is 646-558-8656 with a meeting ID of 828-0474-6081. And there's a meeting ID of 828-0474-6081 with a passcode of 691240. Again, that is 691240. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 6:05 p.m. Would everyone please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Members of the board, I'm going to move on to agenda item number 3, and that's to confirm the next meeting date of February 16th. Terry, that should be March.
My apologies.
2nd, is that correct?
Yes, March 2nd. My apologies.
Yes. Yeah. That'll be, the next meeting there will be March 2nd at 2022 at 6 p.m. Again, that is the next meeting date of March 2nd of 2022. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion
Second,
been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's vote by roll. Vice Chairman Woods,
Aye.
Clerk Figurito,
aye.
Member Cavallo,
Aye.
Chairman Rhines is an aye. Thank
Chairman
you. Moving
Ryan,
on to agenda item number 4, and that's on the business, and that's the review, discuss, and act on Clearway Energy Group LLC, 0 William Street, map 11, lot 8-01 and 9, review and approval of decommissioning plan, the cost estimate plan, and the surety bond.
Excuse me.
Gentlemen,
Chairman Ryan,
Mrs.
can I just let the
Yes.
record reflect that member Christopher Cunha is absent tonight?
oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Gentlemen of the board, you've all received your packets, read through the information. Our attorneys have had an opportunity to bruise through this. It's in accordance with the fees schedule set by the town of Dayton. Mrs. Easterday is now putting that up on the screen for everyone to see. Now, I just want to go down to, and I'll read into the first paragraph. In accordance with condition 2 of the project's approval special permit, we respectfully request review and approval of the cost estimate as the basis for the financial surety for the decommissioned installation in accordance with section 4660 of the solar bylaw. And this is from Clearway Energy Group. And we are submitting this today in a review, in hope that a review can be completed in the time to allow consideration for approval at the February 16, 2022 Planning Board meeting. Now, if you go down to paragraph number 3, I'm not going to read the whole statement. It's already in the record. Based on the cost estimate, including the plan, Clearway proposes to provide a surety bond in the amount of $188,490, which is 125% of the $150,000, $790 cost of the decommissioning as estimated in the plan. In accordance with the solar bylaw, the surety amount can be revisited periodically to account for possible cost changes due to inflation. So that's key. Now, Mrs. Easterday, if you would go to, I believe it's in the packet, there was a breakdown also of the TRC information, if you would, please. Could you put that in a screenshot?
The cost estimate, is that what you're talking about?
Yes, the cost analysis. And so, just to let the record reflect that Mr. Dave Cowan is on with us this evening from Clearway Energy Group. I've had an opportunity to look through this, Dave. It's very detailed. It's exactly what the town looks for under our bylaws. And of course, I want to go down to the final total year 25 dismantling cost, and it's items 1 and 2, and it's $450,000, $259. And then year 25 salvage value credit is item number 3, that's $269, $169. And then you have the decommissioning amount is $150, $790, because those two are deducted from each other. And then you multiply that by the 125%, and that will be the final number that was discussed in the first document that Mrs. Easterday put up on the screen. And I'll go back to that number right now. And that number was $188,490, which is 125% of the $150,790 cost of the decommissioning. So, Mr. Cowan, thanks a lot for the information you provided to us. If you'd like to speak on this topic, go right ahead, sir.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, Dave Cowan on behalf of Clearway. We also have Tom Daniels, the engineer from TRC, responsible for preparing the estimate and the plan in the event any questions arise with respect to details there. We have a bond, a form of a bond that was proposed by the town's council, as I understand it. And we have suggested a couple of minor changes to the language in that. And again, I understand those were acceptable to the town. So if the estimate and plan are acceptable to the board, I think we're in a position to proceed and execute that bond in favor of the town.
Thank you, Mr. Cowan. Do any of the members of the board have any questions of Mr. Cowan? Now's the time, gentlemen.
Mr. Chair, this is Jeff. I read through this and I don't have any concerns. This looks very straightforward and very detailed, so looks good from here.
Thank you, Mr. Cavallo. Mr. Clerk Figueredo, any concerns? Joe must be on mute. Mr. Vice Chairman Woods, any concerns on this?
No concerns at all, other than, has the building inspector looked this over?
Yes, to my knowledge, yes, he has.
If he's happy, I'm happy.
Any other questions of Mr. Cowan? Terry, do we have to do this in 3 separate votes or just one complete vote?
You just need 2 votes. One is to accept the bond contract, and then the other one is the bond amount. The O&M plan, you don't need to do an acceptance of that. That's taken by under, that's just the submittal of it. And I know from the agent for the Stormwater Committee, Todd Pilling, I believe, Mr. Cowan, he's been in contact with you. There was
Yes.
very few edits on it, which was very minor. He's gone through it thoroughly. He and I he went over, he forwarded him off to me as well. But it was just very minor edits. But other than that, they were happy with it because it was with a storm. It was the stormwater O&M plan. So there's only 2 motions that need. One is the bond amount, and the other one is the acceptance of the bond contract.
Okay, thank you. So, gentlemen of the board, I'm going to entertain a motion to accept the bond contract of Clearway Energy Group located at 100 California Street, Suite 400, San Francisco, California, 94111.
I'll make that motion.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second,
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, let's vote by roll. Vice Chairman Woods?
aye.
Member, excuse me, Clerk Figueredo?
Aye.
Member Cavallo?
Aye.
Chairman Rhines, that's aye. Let the record reflect as 4 ayes and no nays. Gentlemen, I'm going to entertain a motion to accept the bond amounts presented by Clearway Energy Group of 100 California Street, Suite 400, San Francisco, California, 94111.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made. Is there a second?
Second,
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion on the motion? Excuse me. Hearing none, let's vote. By roll. Vice Chairman Woods?
aye.
Clerk Figueredo?
Aye.
Member Cavallo?
Aye.
Chairman Rhines is an aye. Let the record reflects it is 4 ayes and no nays. Mr. Cowan, thank you very much. I'm sure we look forward to seeing you in the future. I know that I'll see you again with the Stormwater Committee.
Yeah, well, thank you.
And Dave, we'll see you again. I'll see you up on the pre-construction meeting.
Yeah, thank you all very much for your attention to this tonight. We'll see you, in about a week with the construction team on site. Thanks all. Have a
Outstanding.
great
Thank you
night.
very much. Have a great evening. Gentlemen of the board, I'm going to move on to agenda item number 4A2, and that is the Anton Roderick Trust, 0 William Street, map 16, lot 23-1, special permit / retreat lot, redeliberate on the findings and decisions. Well, gentlemen, we've had some information come down from our attorneys in regards to this matter, and we all voted aye at the first vote of that meeting. Now, from an understanding and looking at the bylaws, our attorney believes that lot frontage should apply to this situation where it would be 40 feet of continuous frontage. Now, we can hold off on this matter, vote on it tonight. We have 90 days from January 5th of when the first original decision was made. Right now, it's the pleasure of the board.
Can you repeat that again? Because I didn't get, what reason would we have for not voting on it tonight?
Yes, we have the case of the board has the opportunity to redeliberate, and also we have 90 days from when we originally passed this at our meeting to act on this issue.
Well, we are missing one board member. If you prefer to wait until he is present, that's fine. If not, in my opinion, I think we can put this to sleep today.
I feel the same way too, Mr. Chairman. This is Jeff.
Any comment,
Is
Mr.
our-
Vice Chairman?
Is our attorney on the call tonight?
I do not believe he is.
He was gonna be, but I guess he's not.
Well, I know that we're gonna be busy the next few meetings with Forest Hills, and
Brook Street.
I'm not gonna make a vote on this unless our attorney's present. So if we're gonna vote tonight, I'm gonna abstain. I'm not gonna make a call without hearing from our attorney. I understood he sent us a letter, but I would like to see him in person, or here, here on Zoom.
All right, if you want to hang on 1 second, move on to the next matters, and I'll find out where he is. I know he said he was going to be attending tonight, so if you just give me one while you move on to the next matter.
Okay,
Gentlemen, I'm going to entertain a motion to move on to agenda item number 4B. Number 1 is public hearings continued for Forest Hills Estates Special Permit Conservation Subdivision 0 Forest Street, map 32, lot 28, numbers 33 and number 78.
So
Now,
moved.
gentlemen, I had asked our office manager to reach out to Mr. Glass to postpone the meeting on behalf of the planning board, because I just felt, and a member had contacted me, and I felt as with the way that he did, that we should give the opportunity for residents to speak. Zoom, a lot of times with that many people, there's just too much of, mass madness. You can't really get a lot done. So I think it's been in the best interest that we have done as such.
no, I
So,
agree,
yeah.
because I've received a lot of phone calls from people in the neighborhood, and they really want to meet in person also. So I think that's the best way to go.
I agree with that totally.
I do have, I'm sorry, I have just so much paperwork in my possession that, and I just found it, that this was sent from the planning board to Mr. Glass on February 16th, 2022 at 11:04 a.m. And it's, Mr. Glass, please consider this is the planning board's request for a continuance of the Forest Hills Estates public hearing to Wednesday, March 16th, 2022 at 6 PM at the Dayton Middle School located at 1250 Rear Somerset Avenue, Dayton, Mass. Again, the meeting date is Wednesday, March 16th, 2022 at 6 PM at the Dayton Middle School located at 1250 R Somerset Avenue, Dayton, Mass. Mr. Glass's response was, "Thank you, Kerry. The applicant is amenable to this continuance. We will plan to attend the planning board meeting on Wednesday, 16th March 2022 at 6 PM. Best, Josh." So, gentlemen, I'm going to entertain a motion to continue the public hearing for Forest Hills Estates Special Permit Conservation Subdivision, 0 Forest Street, map 32, lot 28, number 33 and number 78, until March 16, 2022 at 6 PM at the Dayton Middle School located at 1250 Rear Somerset Avenue, Dayton, Mass.
So
I'll make
moved.
that motion.
Motion is made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is made and second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, let's vote. By roll, Vice Chairman Woods,
Aye.
Clerk Figueredo,
Aye.
Member Cavallo,
Aye.
Chairman Rhines and I. But the record reflect there was 4 ayes and no nays. Is our attorney with us this evening?
So Attorney Tollerman is jumping on. Just give him a couple minutes.
Okay. So, gentlemen, I'm going to move on to, gentlemen of the board, I'm going to move on to agenda item number 5, and that's the approval of the meeting minutes of February 2nd of 2022.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from February 2nd, 2022.
Second.
Okay,
So sorry.
it's seconded. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, let's vote. Vice Chairman Woods,
Aye.
Clerk Figueredo,
Aye.
Member Cavallo,
Aye.
Chairman Rhines is an aye. Mrs. Easterday, do we have anything under agenda item number 6, correspondence?
We do not.
There is no correspondence. I'm going to hold off on agenda item number 7, public input, and 8, adjournment, until our attorney joins us this evening at this meeting.
Okay.
So I'm going to entertain a motion for a recess for 5 minutes until
I
Attorney
wouldn't go,
Tolman joins us.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't go that long. He's jumping
Okay.
on right now, so just hang tight.
You can make a motion for 30 seconds of recess. Just run around the house real quick, come right back.
Yeah, do a couple laps.
We can increase as we need to, so.
7th inning stretch.
So I'm sorry, while we're waiting the approval of the minutes, can you tell me who made the motion and who seconded?
That was, Member Cavallo made the motion and seconded by Clerk Figueredo.
And who made the motion and seconded the continuation of Forest Hills?
That was the opposite,
The opposite?
yes. So that would be Clerk Figueredo made the motion and Member Cavallo made the second.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who is Dayton Watch?
I don't know.
Watch.
Okay, he's being admitted right now.
That sounds like he is on.
Ding dong.
Attorney Solomon, I see you have joined us this evening. Thank you for being with us. This is Chairman Ryan, as you very well know, and we are now on agenda item number 4A, number 2, and that's the Antonio Robert Trust, 0 William Street, map 16, lot 23-1, special permit retreat lot to redeliberate on the findings and decisions. Now, all the members of the board have received your response into this, and my vice chairman and I just agree that we'd like to hear you, if you would, Jay, expound upon this.
So would you like me to comment on the underlying issue regarding retreat lots or the procedure that brings us here?
Both, if you would.
Okay, so let me do the procedure first. Even though you made a prior vote, that vote isn't final until it's filed with the town clerk in a written format. So it's not actually a final vote. There's good case law on that. That's pretty straightforward. So to the extent that you wanted to take another vote or even another vote next week or another vote, nothing is final until you reduce it to writing and file it with the town clerk, which I don't believe has been done here. So you do have the opportunity to reconsider that prior vote. So on the underlying issue, this came to me because, as is often the case when you all issue decisions, Kerry sends them to me for my once over just to make sure they're okay. I've done a retreat lot decision for you before, I believe. I've done some other decisions. It's always good for me to refresh myself on things, to take a look at the plan, make sure that there's another set of eyes on it. And what I saw was that your bylaw requires 40 feet of frontage for the retreat lots. And then I looked at the plan, and the plan had two parts of frontage, each about 20 feet, comprising a full 40 feet. And just, to complete my due diligence, what I did was I wanted to make sure that that was okay, because it seemed a little odd to me. But 20 plus 20 equals 40. So the normal thing I would do in this instance is go to your definition of frontage, lot, comma, frontage in your zoning bylaws, which I did. And it defines frontage as being continuous. So there are bylaws that are silent on that. And if your bylaw was silent on it, if it had just said the number of feet along a street line, or a way, or whatever it may be, I probably would have said this is fine. But it used the term, and it's a defined term under your zoning bylaws. So I raised the question to Kerry as to whether or not this was the board's general interpretation of these. And I think there's always room for a board to interpret things a little differently. I think it would be a difficult interpretation to interpret the retreat lot bylaw not in harmony with the frontage bylaw. You're supposed to try and read these provisions together. But I said, I'm going to defer to the board on this. So I provided my basic opinion on it. And I think, Kerry shared obviously with the chair, and the chair felt it was worth it having a further discussion on it. We alerted opposing counsel that there was going to be a further discussion. I told him what my opinion was, that it differed from his and his clients, and it's up to the board. So that brings us here tonight.
Thank you.
And so the board previously voted to approve this. If, however, you feel that on further reflection, that the plan doesn't meet the bylaw because it doesn't have 40 feet of continuous frontage, i.e. one piece of frontage, then you would probably be in the realm of a denial of this for failure to meet the requirements of the bylaw. And then we'd reduce that to writing and get it filed with the town clerk. You have 90 days from the date of the close of the hearing, which I think was January 5th, according to what info Kerry sent me earlier today.
what I'm afraid of is creating a precedence, right? So if this is approved and we continue to approve it further down the road, we could run into the same roadblock. That's where I'm at with this.
Well, basically, so that if we do it for one, we gotta do it for all. And this could come up more often than not.
I think, further investigation with the definition of frontage, lot frontage specifically, it seems crystal clear to me. And now that we have this clarification, and I'm glad we do have a clarification because this was brought up at the public hearing when we first voted on this to approve it, that had we all known that definition was in the back of the book, we would have made it more of a case. And I think, number one, my opinion is leaning towards denying this. And the follow-up to that is going to be, we need to change that in the book to actually have the definition, have that qualifying term of continuous in the retreat lot frontage definition, so we can avoid confusion in the future.
Well, so what do we do? Put it to sleep tonight, or do we wait?
So,
This-
it takes 4 votes, 4 out of 5 votes to approve. So if there's a vote to deny, you have 4 members here tonight, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
So I don't know how everyone feels about it. It's always good to have a unanimous vote. But if someone wanted to make a motion to deny for failure to comply with the frontage requirements, pretty straightforward, and then I could help Kerry with the decision and for signature by the chair.
Chairman Rhines, what do you think? What do you want to do tonight?
I'd just like to get, a little more comment from the boards in this matter. I'm inclined, let me just give my interpretation of what I read in the bylaw itself. Okay, now, I read the lot frontage as in continuous. Now, in the retreat lot language itself, which has been noted by Member Cavallo, that it does not state anywhere in the retreat lot language that is 40 feet continuous frontage. But as Attorney Talman has stated, that this should be harmonious. It should be coincided with each other, that the lot frontage is required for the retreat lot and not 20 feet of separate street frontage. Correct, Attorney Talman?
That's right. Yeah, you're supposed to harmonize the provisions. If they were in direct conflict, that would be a different story, but you're supposed to read them together. And I think you can do that here today and probably should. Again, and I want to defer to the board's law history and interpreting these things, but that to me it's pretty clear, as Jeff said.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to deny this request based on the interpretation of the retreat lot that states in harmony with the definition in the appendix that 40 feet of continuous frontage is required, not contiguous. That's all.
I will second that. Mr. Rhines?
Chairman Rhines, are you there?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm in the meeting. I lost my house phone for a second there.
Hello. No one is.
So there's been a motion and a second, right?
Yes, there's
Yes, there
been
is.
Chairman Rhines, are you still there?
Yes, I am back. I'm sorry. I had a problem with my home phone.
Okay, so there, Jeff,
I understand there's been a motion and a second to deny. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the second was by,
The second was by Joe Figurito.
by Clerk Figurito. Any further discussion on denial? Gentlemen of the board, let's vote by roll. Vice Chairman Woods.
Aye.
Clerk Figurito.
Well, what, am I voting to deny, which is,
Yes, and
Aye.
aye is for denial.
okay, aye.
Member Cavallo.
Aye.
Chairman Rhines is an aye. Let the record reflect that the vote is 4 ayes and 0 nays, and that is for the denial of the Anton Robert Trust, 0 William Street, map 16, lot 23, special permit, retreat lots. We have further business this evening. Do we, any member of the board, we voted on this, and I'm going to move on to agenda item number 7, which is public input. Attorney Talman, before I go to public input, thank you very much for being with us this evening.
Of course, anytime.
And we'll be in touch, so you can help me draft up.
Yep.
This
We'll
is
take
new
care
to
of it.
me, so this will be interesting.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
we'll figure it out.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
take care, everyone.
Is
Thank you.
it possible
Thank you, Attorney
to,
Talman. Thank you.
just in case, Mr. Tolman, if we have any questions going forward on the other development, can we call you, or do we have to go, just, I don't know why, but I like the idea of talking to you directly.
Well, it's an ongoing matter, so I think it's okay. I want to be careful not to have a bunch of serial conversations, but I can have individual conversations. I just can't then share them with other members within the confines of the
Okay,
open
okay,
meeting law.
it's understandable. Thank you.
Take care now.
Thank you.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Talman. Good night
Of
now.
course. Good night.
So, members of the board, I'm going to move on to agenda item number 7 as public input. Do we have any public input for this evening? Mrs. Easterday, any public input?
Let me just double check my email.
Before we leave this evening, I'd like to have for the record, we have Noel Nunes with us this evening. Bruno, would you identify yourself, please, your name and your address?
Yes, Bruno Massa, 1611 William Street.
Thank you. Ms. Nunes, your address, please.
100 Institute Road, Worcester.
And your affiliation, ma'am?
So I live in Dayton, but one of my assignments for my classes is to attend a planning board meeting.
Oh, beautiful. Outstanding. Yeah, you're the young lady from North Dayton, correct?
Yes, I am.
I believe I went to school with your mom.
Probably.
Well, thank you for being with us this evening. I hope it was entertaining and interesting.
It definitely was.
Thank you again. Good luck with your classes.
Thank you.
Does that mean you're gonna run next?
Who knows?
Oh, come on, give us a break.
Hey, Joe, isn't it your seat that's opening up?
That's right.
Woo!
There you go. Great opportunity.
Mrs. Nunes, that's your competition right there.
So I have no further input from emails.
We have TMHD03 at Yahoo. Identify yourself, please, your name and your address. Again, could we have TMHD03 at Yahoo, identify yourself with your name and address, please? I'm gonna move on to Dayton Watch. Who is in control of Dayton Watch, and your name and address, please?
They didn't connect with audio, so they're probably not gonna be able to talk.
Mm.
They're just watching.
Okay. So I'm gonna move on to, I'm gonna entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Motion
second
made.
that.
And seconded. Any further discussion on the motion? Got them before we do adjourn, just as a reminder, our next meeting is on March 2nd of 2022. So there's been a second for a motion to adjourn. No further discussion. Let's take it to a vote. Vice Chairman Woods,
Aye.
Clerk Figueredo,
Aye.
Member Cavallo,
Nay,
All right. It's too quick for him.
it doesn't have to be
That was
unanimous.
Right.
that was too quick. And Chairman Rogers and I, again, I'd like to thank cable TV and the residents of the town of Dayton for attending this evening's planning board meeting. See you next month.
Okay, bye.
Good night, cable.
Good night, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night, everyone.
I guess I'll disconnect anyway.